We're live recording this right now. It is Tuesday, September 16th, college football show. Connor is back. Dylan is here. Fellas, we are already at week 4 of college football. We do this every year, but week 4, there's still a lot of season left. And the weird part is when we start previewing these games now, Dylan, you always talked about the data points. I hate week 1 and 2 previews. I don't have enough data points. I still don't think you have enough data points yet.
No, we're going to preview Utah, Texas. Actually, Illinois, Indiana was the one specifically I was looking at, and I was like, wow, Indiana is one of the most efficient offenses in the country. And then I saw who they played, and they're 127th ranked strength of schedule, and I was like, oh, this is just a repeat of last year. We were saying the exact same things this time last year about Indiana.
Yes, exactly. Go back and watch one of our old shows. Yeah, just pull a clip straight from that.
At least I guess at least we have something that makes me. We're not just going off what transfer reports. We have something now, even if it's bad.
We already have 2 coaches fired. 2 Power 4 coaches are already gone.
Is that see what Dabo said?
What he said?
I did see Dabo's comments. We can start with that. Did you see him, Connor?
No, I didn't. Please enlighten me.
I'll try and get him pulled up for the show.
I got it up. I'll read him for you.
Okay, go for it.
Dabo Swinney isn't planning on ending his coaching career anytime soon. He said, quote, "If they want me gone, they can send me on my way. If they're tired of winning, they can send me on my way. I won't stop. I'm 55. I'll go somewhere else and win. I ain't going to the beach."
Hold up. I also think the audio needs to be played here as well, because Dabo, the way
fired up.
Yeah, it's just the way Dabo's talking in this clip is just kind of funny. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick if you're watching on YouTube right now.
While you're pulling that up, go ahead.
They can send me on their way. If they want me gone, if they tired of winning, they can send me on their way, because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking. Is that good?
I'm just asking.
To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory, in case y'all don't know. This is a
That's basically the gist of it. That's the gist of it.
That's a Dylan quote. I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking. Is that good? I'm just asking.
Yeah, Clemson, send me on my way with a fat $50 gajillion buyout, and then we'll be okay.
Well, no, he said I don't want to go to a beach. I'll go coach somewhere else and win.
So my question with this quote is, obviously teams are going to want him, right? But me personally, this might make some people upset, I see him more as a Kalen DeBoer than a Nick Saban. Like I don't feel like he could go to a top tier SEC school and I feel like he'd get the Kalen DeBoer treatment.
I don't want to.
He's an Alabama guy,
but he's bragging about winning the ACC. Like, I don't know.
I think he'd be a perfect culture fit at another SEC school. He's going nowhere.
Really?
Clemson's not going to. They can go 4-8 this year. He's not getting fired from Clemson or anything.
No.
The question was stupid.
The question with all these coach firings and whether you should do it or not, who's going to replace him? You want to go fire Dabo Swinney? Who's going to come in and replace him and do a better job at the end of the day?
Yeah.
If you're a Clemson fan, yeah, you could get like a 75-year-old aging coach that hadn't coached in the college ever.
Oh, Mac Brown's actually on a beach right now in the Carolina Coast.
Slush, we touched on this.
He sure is. Sally, they're ready to come back.
The Dabo comments are ridiculous. Any other news, Dylan, in college football we need to touch on?
Real quick. Coach firing. Is it too early? Like how soon is too early?
Oh, no.
Weeks.
But UCLA, no.
Virginia Tech, absolutely not.
If you're firing somebody 3 weeks into the year, don't you kind of already know coming into the year what it's going to look like? I mean, you gotta know.
You have an idea. The seat is hot, but honestly, Deshaun Foster should have been fired before a game was ever played last year after Big Ten Media Days.
Big Ten Media Days
seat has been hot
so
for
bad.
16 months. More than a calendar year, his seat's been hot. The whole Brent Pry situation, I'm not going to act like I know too much about that. I mean, I understand. They got upset by ODU, right? Old Dominion last week, I think is what it was.
Sneaky, not bad, but yeah.
Yeah, well, Old Dominion. I bet on Old Dominion to beat him. I don't want to say I was shocked, but it wasn't on the Brent Pry one. Wasn't on my radar. But Deshaun Foster, it just felt like that was a long time coming. And when you sign up for the Nico I am a loser experience, like it's gonna happen.
Also, UCLA, they just got to play in a smaller stadium. We can't be having empty seats at the Rose Bowl anymore. They don't deserve to play at the Rose Bowl anymore. Can we just get them to play at like the LA Galaxy or LAFC? Like they can't be playing in 20. They need max 20 to 25,000 seat capacity.
And if it gets really bad, you can go play Matter Day, and that's like the high school out there. Go play a game at Matter Day. You can sell out Matter Day Stadium, right? I think we need to get our guy Brian on the boots on the ground for that.
Aren't they building a bunch of facilities for the Olympics in a couple of years? Just put them in one of those once the Olympics are over. Just throw UCLA in that auxiliary gym.
Put them in some of those cardboard beds that they were talking about a couple years ago.
In the Olympic Village.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you, Connor. I agree with you, Connor. I think Deshaun Foster, the Big Ten Media Day stuff, like, it's just you want to give them more than just 1 year, but 1 year and 2 games, is that really doing any difference? Like, probably not. Virginia Tech, they knew. I mean, Brent Pry was a lame duck head coach. Everyone knew he was getting fired. And then Diego Pavia just broke that team and just, all right, your guys are toast. And so Virginia Tech, these are both weird jobs where it's like Virginia Tech is definitely more attractive, I would think, even though you're not getting Big Ten money. It's at least Virginia Tech, you have a fan base there, but neither of these teams are putting up crazy, crazy money for NIL for these future coaches, I don't think.
What has to happen to South Carolina this year for Beamer to leave and come to VT?
3-9, 4-8. Like, I mean, if Sellers is out for a minute and then they go 3-9, 4-8, like, I think he gets ran out of town. Maybe
the argument I've heard is last year for South Carolina is that their peak in the SEC. Is that his peak with this South Carolina team in the SEC? Is he ever going to win the SEC? I don't think so.
But is anybody really going to win the SEC at South Carolina? Like, I mean, you could talk yourself into it.
Go to the playoff.
You could talk yourself into it if John Gruden's coming to town. I don't know.
It feels like now more than ever.
Anybody
those names that aren't usually in the conversation can make their way in. I don't know.
It's so crazy.
I don't know.
And Karter, I know you remember this. Kyron Drones was talked about a couple years ago as like this up and coming top three quarterback in the ACC coming into the year, and now they're just horrible. Just as a whole, Virginia Tech looks horrible.
Yeah, no, and like it used to be a thing having to go to Lane Stadium and playing at Blacksburg and all that stuff. Now it's there's no difference between playing at Wake Forest or at Virginia Tech or at Virginia. It's all the same at this point. Brutal.
Yeah, I would agree.
Brutal stuff.
I would agree.
Coaches getting canned.
Speaking of Diego Pavia, Karter, you mentioned him. Theo Vaughn's going on a date with his mom.
Yeah, but then he said I guess a part of the agreement was Theo had to hook him up with Tate McRae.
What's going on here?
Do we think that's happening?
I feel like that was a deal that was already done before the game.
Doesn't she have a boyfriend?
I don't know. You think I'm keeping up with
my finger's not on the pulse?
The Kid Leroy. Isn't it the Kid Leroy, the rapper? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know who that is. I'm sitting here trying to
You don't know the Kid Leroy? I beat. If you will be right here.
I've heard that. That was a TikTok,
right?
wasn't it?
Kid Leroy?
Yeah. I know what song you're talking about. That might have been.
I won't get us copyright stricken, but yeah, he's got a couple. He's got another
more seconds still. We get a strike.
Yeah, right. Well, I did want. Can I share my screen? Is that going to mess things up?
Go for it.
Diego Pavia's mom.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Choose your words wisely here.
That's Chrissy Teigen. That's not Diego Pavia's mom. That's Chrissy Teigen. Here.
That looks
I got Connor over there squinting.
That looks exactly like her.
That's Chrissy Teigen. That's not Diego That is not a college football quarterback's mom.
Well,
that is a picture.
Face painting. Looks like it is.
A little Photoshop, maybe. We can do a lot of things with AI nowadays, but that was my main takeaway is that when I first saw that, I was like, am I getting got? Because I think that is just Chrissy Teigen with a tattoo on her face photoshopped.
It's a compliment, right?
That's all I have.
That's nice.
That's all I have.
I love it.
Depends. Do we want more news?
We can go a little more news. We got time.
Is the Oregon Duck playing us? I feel like every year he's losing his head. Every year the Oregon Ducks lose his head and running back in the tunnel.
You think we're getting got?
I think we're getting got. I'm going to go super conspiracy. I think Dan Lanning's in on it. I think when you're playing Oregon State, you're playing these cupcakes. He's like, hey, wouldn't it be kind of funny if we got in the news and the Oregon Duck had his head fall off and then somehow use it for fuel when you're playing Sacramento State the next week?
Or
they just want our Duck's head to fall off.
But didn't people freak out about his Charlie Kirk comments this week in the press conference or something like that?
Did people freak out?
Yeah, apparently there was some outrage about Dan Lanning talking about. I don't know exactly what he said, so I don't know.
I would assume he probably said something pretty radical, like people shouldn't be getting shot, and they all got upset. So,
anything
right
else?
Too.
I missed that. I missed that. I did miss that comment. They mentioned it on Wake Up Barstool, but it seemed like it was, I don't know, whatever. We touched on this, Karter. Brian Kelly.
Yeah, him blowing up at the press conference. I thought we nailed it in the reaction.
Connor, I wanted to get your thought on it. Did you happen to see this?
No.
So Brian Kelly comes in after beating Florida the way they beat them. Offensively looked awful.
Wait, yes, I did see
and
this.
And the first thing the reporter asked him was something about the offense, and then Brian Kelly goes, seriously, that's what you're going to ask me? And then he says, ask another question. And the reporter doubles down and says, well, let's talk about third down, and goes on about how bad they were on third down. I can't even remember what I said in our recap, Karter, but I get it. If you're a coach and you just won, sure, you maybe don't want to hear that question. I love the fact that the reporter doubled down. Number two, though, if you're the reporter, maybe don't make it the first question. You can ask that question.
That was our point in the reaction video. In the reaction pod was, you can't be the first one getting up for a slice of pizza when you're the fat guy. You got to be number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's spot on. Yeah, you ask that question later on. I kind of see it from two ways. Number one, if you're Brian Kelly, if you just won a huge game like that, emotional, you're probably going to be pissed. That's the first question. But also, it kind of comes with the territory of being the head coach at LSU.
Yeah.
And also, with these college coaches, that's a question they effing love. I feel like that's a Nick Saban question. He would just, yes, please. We can't be satisfied with this win right now. Like, I feel like that's the college coach's dream is we can never actually be satisfied with our performance and just getting the win. Like, I think it's a fair question, to be honest.
How many times in those press conferences, you're dead on, Karter, how many times in those press conferences is some reporter like, oh, Coach Saban, you guys just put up 70 points on Ball Sack State. Like, please talk to me about how good that offense looked. And then they defer and they're like, well, we could have made more third down stops on defense or something like that.
Exactly.
And that's what they go for. So now that the tables have turned, come on, Brian Kelly. So I think that was spot on.
He showed his true colors. F Brian Kelly.
Can we go Brian Kelly? Can we put out the graphic? Brian Kelly soft ?
Yes.
You could have put that out.
Graphic can go out
That's
there.
That's timeless.
Okay. All right. We're good. We're clear on that.
And I've probably work on in 2 weeks when they play somebody and get upset.
One last news piece that we're late to the party here, but we never got to fully touch on. AP poll voting. Our USC beat writer, after USF beat Florida, moved Florida up, and I think kept USF out. And she made an apology video saying something along the lines of, I'm not going to go through what my process is. She didn't know that USF beat Florida, right?
I'm not going to disparage females in sports, so that's something you might be doing, but that's not something we're going to do as a podcast.
I don't see gender. That's the thing about me, Karter. I don't even see it. So,
pansexual Dylan over here.
They're all just
isn't that what
beat writers?
I took a shot in the dark.
It's one of them. One of them. I don't know.
Dylan is dancing a tightrope.
What are you talking about?
I'm getting the feedback over here. Connor's just clicking next segment over here.
Yeah, I'm in your ear, like on the side. I was like, come on now, producer line.
Let's be real. Here. The AP poll voting doesn't even matter at this point. So,
I think it does carry some weight. But I don't know. Matter, but those rankings at the end of the year, if somebody's ranked 18th in week 2, and then there's like, oh, we got a top 25 win, and you're talking about week 12, that matters.
Yes, that's fair. Because Dylan, we even talked about this.
But
When we talked about Notre Dame versus Nebraska towards the end of the year, you were like, well, if Nebraska has a ranked win against Michigan, well, Michigan could very well be a 6-6 football team by the end of the year, but they got that ranked win against Michigan.
Or USF got that ranked win against Boise State week 1. I mean, we're talking State. I think this stuff does matter, especially in a 12-team playoff when, these top 25 wins do matter. So if we're dicking around putting, so-and-so that lost or didn't play or whatever, a top 10 ranking, that does matter.
Also, so we are disparaging.
Absolutely. That was the dumbest thing ever. She shouldn't have a vote.
I'll disparage.
I don't care. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny. When you have 75 reporters.
Poll, maybe.
Yeah, preseason poll.
12 preseason
I've been a voter on
preseason
preseason polls. I'm guessing. I put Arizona State at like 14 in the Big 12 poll, and they won the conference.
Well, a preseason conference poll is different than a preseason AP poll just by nature as well. But I still agree with what you're saying. But I don't know. I do not think it's as big. I think it's very funny she released a video, and as someone that may have slight troll tendencies, I kind of respect the move. It's just slight? even if she did watch the game and said, I'm doing this just to be funny, I still kind of respect it. You have 75 other voters out there. What's it going to do?
Talk about it. If
everybody starts doing it, then we have a problem. But
boost engagement. That's number one.
What if we just did it? What if everyone's like, you know what? Every week Akron's the number 1 team in the country. Doesn't matter, win or loss. We just all vote Akron won. Let's do it. Texas Tech versus Utah. Games in Salt Lake City. Big noon kickoffs there. Utah -3.5. Over under 58.5. This game's played at 10 a.m. local time in Utah. And if you're Texas Tech, that is a dream. That's the best time you want to play Utah. You do not want to play a team in Utah at night on the road. Weird things happen with these Utah teams at night, and getting them at 10 a.m. local, dream come true for Texas Tech. That helps a ton.
So let me be clear, because I'm not ingrained into the Utah culture. Is it important that they're playing at 10 a.m. versus nighttime, or
yes.
10 a.m. versus 1 p.m.? It's just the fact they're not playing at night.
Yes.
Okay. So the way you said 10 a.m. and I was like, oh, does Texas
I don't think
Tech
that helps
like early games or what?
Saturday.
I also don't think playing at 10 a.m. helps.
But
Utah.
Okay. Oh,
well, you'd rather be the road team in this scenario.
Yes.
100%.
Coming from Central Time? Okay. Well, Tech's actually Mountain Time.
They're that far west?
Yeah. Lubbock's pretty far west. I think they're right on the border. I'll get stats on that one.
Same time zone. Is Utah in Mountain, or are they Pacific?
They're Mountain.
Mountain.
Okay, so then we're dealing with time issues that might not even exist. Early game, I'll go ahead and start right off the bat. Love the under in this game. Number 1. This is almost kind of KarterKast Super Bowl. Connor's been a Texas Tech truther. Isn't this your winner of the Big 12?
This was my dark horse winner. I had them 10-2 preseason playoff Big 12 winner, but it sucks because these are my two loves, because I had Utah second in the Big 12. These are my two best Big 12 teams. But yeah, Red Raiders was my big in, my big risk, my big gamble, some would say.
Lots of transfers we talked about in the preview.
That's good so far.
This is a game that is going to matter very much come November. Like it feels like a playoff game in September almost. In terms of an advantage here, honestly, one of the first, I was doing an article for where I work, and I saw that this game was being played at noon Eastern, and I was like, wow, they did luck out that they don't have to play nighttime, because that's all I've heard from you, Karter, is nighttime at whatever city they play in.
Salt Lake.
At Salt Lake is so tough or whatever. In terms of a side, I'm just going to stick with my gut and go Utah. You look at what each team does well. Actually, what each team doesn't do well. Texas Tech's offense, their weakness is probably the rush game, but that's also Utah's weakness on defense. I think I just got to close my eyes and go under, and I'll be rooting for a Utah win because that's our pick for the Big 12, but I wish I could sit here and say Utah's going to crush them. Not sure if I see anything that is very indicative of that. Spoiler alert, that's how it's going to be for the whole show. It stinks, I know, but sometimes you got to have those.
I'm on Utah this one. I think this still goes back. This is basically a week 1 preview. These teams have played nobody. You can say, oh, well, Utah, they played UCLA. Yeah, well, their coach is already fired. They stink. They lost to New Mexico by 1,000. They're not even an FCS program at this point. You can say, oh, Texas Tech. They beat, who do they beat? Oregon State?
Oregon State.
Oregon State. Yeah, we lost the over on that one. And then
Malik Murphy.
That's what I'm saying. Malik Murphy, Oregon State, they stink. So, look, I don't know. It goes back to this is basically a week 1 preview. We've seen a little bit of it. They're both, I feel like, on equal playing field. I'm taking Utah. I don't like taking the 3.5. I don't like taking the favorite in this spot, but give me the home team. I took Utah to win this conference. I believe they're very, very good. Texas Tech's offense looks dynamic, but also they haven't played anybody.
I think that's valid. I'm going to stick to my guns for the simple reason, like you guys said, it's kind of like a week 1 preview. When your best opponents are Oregon State and UCLA, what can you really, really take away from that? I'm going guns up Texas Tech here. I like them plus 3.5. I think they're going to pull off the upset here. It's going to be a weird one. Early kickoff, like you guys touched on. From what I've seen of Texas Tech, which, we can say this for every team. They haven't played anybody. But from what I've seen so far, Baron Morton's been efficient, 70% completion percentage, 11 touchdowns, 1 pick. Again, competition asterisk, sure. Utah has some great defensive numbers, but I think Texas Tech is an explosive, vertical offense from what I've seen. I think with an early kickoff, they might give this Utah defense some trouble. Maybe we get a couple weird Utah Dampier turnovers early. I'm not sure.
No, never.
Never? Not happening. Nope.
Well, not never. Well, there's a ton of turnover on Texas Tech. I'm going to bet on that unknown. I like them preseason, and I've seen no reason to not back them now, so I'm sticking with guns up Texas Tech. I don't feel great about it, but I like it.
So I'm going to be rooting for Utah. I'm not going to take a side, but I will be rooting for Utah. One thing that worries me as a Utah emotional backer is Texas Tech's defensive line is very strong. Like, I know we kind of joked about talking about Dampier, maybe some turnovers. If they get pressure on him, now he does have the ability to evade that pressure. He can, but man, that front four for Texas Tech is very strong. I could see them causing some issues. I'm still going to stick to my guns and go Utah under.
I don't hate the under at all.
10 a.m., these players are going to be rolling out in sleeping bags. They're going to be going out to the field. They're going to be all in their sleeping bag, hopping around.
I think this Utah offensive line will be able to hold up against this Texas Tech pressure, to be honest.
I don't know. I kind of like that front 7. No, you're right.
The middle of it's not very good, Karter.
I watched that Utah-Wyoming game, and tell you what, Utah could not have cared less to be in that game. They just wanted to get out of Laramie, Wyoming, and I don't blame them. Laramie sucks.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
We literally talked about this last time I was on the show, I think.
Yes, Laramie stinks.
Potato season or something?
No, it's just in general, Laramie stinks.
Oh,
Karter, you're missing a very, very big point here, Karter. Texas Tech's third-string quarterback is Mitch Griffiths.
Who's that?
From Wake? Remember he used to play Wake? Yeah.
Sounds like a Harry Potter character.
I'm sorry. I just saw he got like a couple snaps last week against Kent State, and I was like, no shot. This is the same guy.
I didn't know he was still playing college football.
It has to be the same guy. It has to be. Yeah, a Wake Forest transfer.
Yep. Yeah, it's him all right. Wow. That dude is still playing college football.
Deep cut for our ACC fans out there. He is now a third-string quarterback at Texas Tech.
Wow, that's
fun times. I'm sticking guns up. I do think this will be a fun game, though. I think this will be a good college football game. Great way to start the Saturday.
Yeah,
Go ahead. An interesting stat just came across my desk that's going to cause me to redact everything I just said about Texas Tech's defensive line and my worries about Dampier when he's under pressure. His passer rating under pressure is actually better than his passer rating when the pocket's kept clean. Conspiracy theorists, maybe Utah's offensive line is actually allowing pressure, so Dampier plays better.
How many times has he been pressured this year? 2?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It can't be a whole lot. I can't imagine it's a whole lot.
He is 2 for 3 under pressure with 71 yards and a touchdown. And then he has the best grade in college football.
He's Jaden Daniels, man. What can you say? He's Jaden Daniels. Give me Utah minus 3.5.
I'm excited for this game. I'm excited.
Yes, I think this is the game I'm most excited about on Saturday because I think Dylan nailed it. I think this very much feels like a playoff game. This game, regardless of what you think about the rest of the Big 12, this game will be a deciding game of who will be playing in Dallas come December for the Big 12 title.
Are these the 2 best teams in the conference?
I would lean towards yes.
Probably.
I mean, after what we've seen from Arizona State, Iowa State, and Kansas State.
We still got a team in Provo, undefeated.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
No, you're right. BYU will probably be in the Big 12 title game.
There you go. Yeah,
I don't think there's a doubt in my mind.
I'll do you one better, Connor. I think they win it.
Yeah, that's
I think they win the Big 12.
We got them
with honor, integrity, and it's a great thing they let Retzlaff walk.
They did the right thing.
I'm sorry, forced him out.
That they didn't force him out. He forced himself out or in.
He forced himself out. Oh,
that is a deep conversation that we could have. I guess you're kind of right.
Yeah, but it's.
I guess you're kind of right. I love BYU. 3 favorite letters.
This is so stupid. All right, let's move on. Let's go to another game. Let's go Auburn, Oklahoma. Games in Norman. Is every game in Norman for Oklahoma this year? Oklahoma -6.5, over under 48.5. The Jackson Arnold revenge game. Jackson Arnold versus Burnt Vegetable. Oklahoma got their big win against Sharon Moore in Michigan. Auburn, they've looked pretty solid to start this season.
Your team.
My team, I'm backing the Tigers here. I think Jackson Arnold has an FU revenge game in him, and I'm rocking with Auburn here.
No,
give me the 6.5. Give me the money line. And I could be wrong, look.
Well, yeah.
We can always be wrong. Anybody could.
Yeah, it always happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow,
good.
Give me Auburn. I think Jackson Arnold has a great game on the road at Norman. I think this game means more to Jackson Arnold than it necessarily does to Burnt Vegetable.
So let's imagine a world, right? I'm not going to say this, but let's say someone was to come on this show and say, okay, you think Auburn's going to win. What would you say about Oklahoma technically having the top defense in college football?
I wouldn't say they have the top defense.
In terms of net expected points added per play allowed, they have the number 1 defense in college football. What would you say? Would you try to make a strength of schedule argument?
That's kind of a nitpicky stat right there. Now, I will say I'm very nervous about Oklahoma's D-line going against this Auburn offensive line. And how does Jackson Arnold handle the pressure in this game? He's going to have to win this game with his legs.
They've played 3 teams without a quarterback.
Oklahoma?
Who?
Yeah, good call. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you, Karter.
Oh, you're killing me. Talking to Oklahoma?
Yeah. Yeah, the Sooners.
Listen, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to do here.
Then let's go to Connor.
I kind of just... Huh?
Connor, what do you got then? Do you know what you're doing here?
I do know what I'm doing here, and it kind of follows your suit here. I think Jackson Arnold FU game is 100% in the cards. You look at what Oklahoma did against Michigan. The one thing Michigan did well in that game was run the ball. Justice Haynes had 19 carries, 125 yards, over 6.5 yards a rush.
Well,
Jackson Arnold torched Baylor on the ground earlier this year. Torched. And I think he's going to have success against Oklahoma here as well. I know that front four for Oklahoma has been really good this year. I do think Jackson Arnold is going to have success on the ground. I think there's going to be a lot of Jackson Arnold carrying the ball, throwing the ball. Like, he's going to be the one that decides this game. It's not going to be a lot of handoffs. So I'm taking that, and I do think that Baylor win that Auburn had is going to look a lot better as the year goes on as well. I think Baylor's pretty good. So I'm taking. Go ahead.
I do agree with that. What you said about the Baylor win.
Yeah.
But you're taking what?
I'm taking Auburn. I see a +7 out there. I'm taking them to win. I like the upset here. I think you're right, Karter. Narrative, Jackson Arnold revenge, FU game. He'll have success on the ground. Sorry, Burnt Vegetables. Give me Auburn.
Connor, you guys know how much I hate making things about Michigan. What was the Justice Haynes stat you said again? Oklahoma allowed
19 carries, 125 yards. That's 6.5 yards a carry.
Okay, so what if I told you I took away one outlier and all of a sudden that becomes 18?
You can't do that.
That happened.
You take out outliers all the time in data science.
Did they allow the rush? Did they allow
this? Isn't data. This isn't data science. This is football.
This is data science, and sport is our vehicle. Lee Corso said it.
If we took away this touchdown, they would have won the ball game. Oh, if Tennessee would have made the field goal, they would have beat Georgia.
Am I taking away a touchdown to prove a point here? No, I'm taking away
a ton of yards to prove a point.
You're
taking away a huge play to prove a point.
Okay, so if I'm a head coach, I'm drawing up 75-yard runs every play. If it's that easy to do, if it's just another thing that we're doing on the football field, that 75-yard run again.
Oh, Dylan, yeah, that.
Here's what I'll say.
You know it's stupid.
You take away
You take away Travis Etienne's 80-yard run against the
sitting on this show has done this.
You take away an 80-yard run from Travis Etienne, and all of a sudden the Panthers' run D, they're a middle of the road. They're a top 10 run D in the NFL if you take away Travis Etienne's 80-yard run.
Allowing and not allowing explosives is a very important part of football. I will give you that.
And in life, in security.
And in life, and in everything. No explosives, right? What I'm saying is, if you want to talk about Oklahoma's rush defense, you take away one run, that becomes 18 attempts for 50 yards. You guys talked me into Oklahoma. I'm taking Oklahoma and the under. Under's probably more serious than Oklahoma. I'm taking Oklahoma.
I see your point with that, Dylan. I do. I just don't agree with it because they still allowed that rush. What are we going to say? Into the season?
I'm not saying they didn't allow it.
Into the season, they played 12 games. Well, let's take off the top 10 most explosive rushes of 40 or more yards they allowed. Of course it's going to look better. I mean, I see the point you're trying to make, but I just don't subscribe to it.
I get what you're saying, but this is real life. You go calculate your handicap from golfing. They take away the top 10 and the bottom 10 scores, and then it's you take away outliers in life.
They played 2 games. They played 3 games. They played one real game.
I understand. Look. You're trying to crucify the messenger. I get it. That's how data works. You don't keep all the extremes. You try to temper for them. I'm just saying, you take away one run, 19 for 125 becomes 18 for 50. That's all I'm saying. Oklahoma.
You know who won't?
You guys made me mad.
Is Illinois State and frickin' Temple, who else they've played. If you come to me at the end of the year in week 12 and say, okay, they've had 2 explosive runs and the rest, okay, then I'll subscribe to that. But they played 1 real game.
I get that.
On top of that,
I understand what you're saying too.
It was a Jerome Moore-led offense. They're incapable of explosive plays. It's pokey season in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah,
we talked about it already. We need to chill with the superhero references though. Give me Oklahoma. I'm taking Oklahoma.
Wow.
Auburn's winning this game. Auburn was my sleeper in the SEC. I'm rocking with the Tigers. War Eagle, baby.
I'm with you. War Eagle.
I really hope Jackson Arnold just has an FU game in him.
Do you look ahead on Oklahoma? Texas A&M on
to Texas A&M, no, especially if you're Jackson. Jackson Arnold has this game scheduled on his count. This is the number 1 game he's looking at. This game means more to Jackson Arnold than the Iron Bowl does.
Now, wait a second. Why couldn't this be a burnt vegetables revenge game?
I'm saying it could be, but I would think it's more Jackson Arnold because it feels like Jackson Arnold. He probably feels like he was done dirty by Oklahoma.
Okay. You guys feel better about Jackson Arnold or Mateer this year so far?
Mateer.
Mateer.
Okay. Heisman level play.
Mateer's been good, but maybe we'll find out.
We'll revisit that.
Yeah. Well, like we've been talking about, it's week 3. He's had some outlier performances, that's for sure.
Well, if you take away Mateer's game against Michigan, then
if you take away the outliers, I'm just saying.
What was another game we had on here? Let's do Florida Miami. Miami's a 7.5 point favorite, over under 51.5. Miami coming off just a stomping of the South Florida Bulls, who beat Florida in the swamp. Florida, DJ Lagway, he is just throwing interceptions. He's looking like me playing. He looks like an FCS quarterback playing on Heisman. I mean, dude is just throwing ridiculous passes all over the place, going against an elite defense like Miami. My question to you guys is, kind of did this last week with USF, is Florida just lost by 10. DJ Lagway threw his 5 picks in the game. Might as well have been 10 picks. Should have been 10 picks. They lose to South Florida. Why is Miami not a double-digit favorite in this game?
Well, I sent it in the group chat. Parker Fleming on X does these charts of it's how bad did we get beat. And the teams that are on the left are teams that outplayed their opponent but still lost. And the teams on the right are the one that outplayed their opponent and won. Florida was way over there on the left against LSU. So maybe that's a little something. They were... The defense looked... either you're not a believer in LSU's offense or you're a believer in Florida's defense. And a lot of these numbers would incline us to say Florida's defense actually isn't that bad. Maybe that's what they're hanging their hat on. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, if you hold LSU to 20 points, you expect to have a chance in that game. Until your quarterback has 5 picks. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're a defense, if you're Florida's defense, you hold LSU to 20 points in Death Valley, you're probably happy. That's probably good enough to win. I would say.
They should be 3-0 with the way their defense is playing. And also, I mean, I think a part of that spread is, okay, 5 picks isn't going to happen again. And why you talked about, like, okay, based on this variance, like they outgained them. But I feel like in those charts all the time, they just say, well, if the turnovers didn't happen, well, DJ Lagway's going to continue to turn the ball over.
Those aren't outliers. Those aren't outliers.
5 times a game, but I don't think if Lagway turns it over 3 times in that game, they're still losing.
Yeah.
Take away 2 picks in that game, they're still losing.
Probably, but that's not going to be the case every game either, though. Like, I think the point of a graph like that isn't to say, oh, well, if the team just didn't turn the ball over, it's high leverage situations like missed field goals are a great example. Tennessee, Georgia was another one where Tennessee was on the left of that. You had the missed field goal at the, like, obviously Tennessee, in my opinion, probably played a little bit better than Georgia, just missed, a high leverage moment. So you asked me, you asked us, why is this line not double digit? I would think maybe it's because Florida's defense played pretty well, but you do also have to think Miami's defense is just as good and Florida's offense is that much worse. So I'm not going. Actually, no, I think I did take this, and I think I took Miami.
So Billy Napier in Florida's winning one of these games coming up. Someone's getting their season ruined by Florida coming up, and LSU barely passed the test. It feels like it's coming next week against Arch Manning in Texas at the Swamp.
Well, not even next week. The week after, they have a bye to get.
Oh, so it's a bye. Oh my gosh!
But they have a bye to get ready for it. That makes me feel even better about it.
Because they're winning one of these games. This defense is too good. Eventually, they're going to win one of these games. I don't think it's this week against Miami. I think then the Billy Napier hot seat gets very, very hot. Do they fire him going into a bye week, and then it's an interim coach game against Texas? I don't know. But also, Carson Beck, when he played this Florida team last year, wasn't very good. Threw 3 interceptions in that game.
Carson Beck this year is a different animal, though.
Still throwing picks.
Locker room caught in, though.
There were a couple last week when it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Lagway, am I vindicated yet? I guess it's too early on Florida. Man, I was getting attacked for my Florida takes, though, in the preseason. I was getting absolutely shredded.
If Florida comes out of here with only 1 win out of this brutal 4-game stretch, I think you're going to be fine.
I think you're right. And yeah, Lagway 5 picks. 4 of those last week were on 3rd down. Don't know what that means, but not promising.
Don't they feel like a John Gruden team?
Oh man, they do.
Feels like John Gruden to Florida is a perfect fit.
Oh, he's been in Florida before.
He's in Florida now. He's in Tampa, isn't he?
Yeah. In the backyard.
Yeah, Miami handled USF last week at home. They had 576 total yards of offense, 7-11 on 3rd down. Wasn't even close. Carson Beck this year, like we just touched on, completing damn near 80% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks, both last week. And they've actually played 2 pretty good opponents, Notre Dame and USF. They're one of the few teams in college football that, I don't want to call any data point not real, but they have 2 strong data points against teams that we have seen proof they're pretty good this year. So, I don't know. What concerns me from Florida, number 1 is DJ Lagway. Number 2 is the penalties. They had 7 last week against LSU, 11 the week before against USF. Dylan, we joke about it, but that's institutional. Is that going to change week to week?
No, Billy Napier still the head coach.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think Miami handles business here. I think that Miami defense is on par. They're comparable to LSU's defense. I think they're going to cause Lagway some problems. He's not going to have 5 picks again, but I can see a couple turnovers. This Miami defense is the real deal. Carson Beck might be a top 3 quarterback so far this year, which is insane to say, but top 3, top 5, I'm taking Miami here, 7.5, 10, whatever. I think Miami wins by double digits.
Miami just needs to get up early and make Lagway make the mistakes. Like, that seems to be what the goal is here. Go up early, a touchdown, 14 points, and make Lagway start forcing stuff into tight windows. That's when he struggles the most.
And just get him in 3rd and long. On that same note, get him in 3rd and long, get him behind the sticks. If it's 3rd and 11 and he knows he has to make a throw, odds are he's thrown into double coverage. So if you're Miami's defense.
Not to get this into a broader conversation, but it is absolutely amazing how much of a flip we've done on so many top Heisman contenders from the beginning of the year. DJ Lagway being one of them. He wasn't one of the top ones, but he was a guy that was like, oh, this guy could win Heisman if Florida, they have the games for it. And now we're sitting here after a 5-interception game talking about if their coach is going to get fired.
Well, they were talking about benching him on the broadcast.
Yeah, we kind of knew Billy Napier was... he wasn't going to be able to get through this schedule.
Yeah.
What do you think, Karter?
I want to take Florida so bad. You guys know how I feel about Florida. I wanted, to be honest, Dylan's graph just said that I was on the right side of history, and Florida should have beaten LSU.
We were on the right side of history a lot last. Duke, I'm not selling my Duke stock.
Can't sell a Duke stock. They're not giving us a cash out anymore, Dylan.
Even if they did,
no,
not selling.
They did, we ride it till we
die.
And
if you are selling, contact me. I'm buying.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll keep that going against NC State this week. I want to go Florida, but I just can't. I can't fall into the trap again. I want to be there when Billy Napier and this Florida team might not even be Billy Napier. They might get destroyed in this game. He gets fired, and they have an interim coach game against Texas next week. And I think that's when I'm buying in on the Florida Gators, and I'm going to get in on that money line. They're winning one of these big games here soon. It's not this week. I think it's 2 weeks from now against Texas.
Karter, what do you mean get destroyed by the Gators? You bought the half point last week.
I mean,
yeah,
but
what do you mean get destroyed by the Gators?
I took the money line too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe buy the half point, get it to 8. Maybe that's what you need.
No,
guys, I gotta take a little. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, Connor.
That's all I got.
I just am realizing something in real time here. I think I mentioned it to you off the air, Karter. I'm looking at my picks from last week. Hold on a second now.
We all did pretty well, didn't we?
A lot of green. A lot of green on what I said last week. Georgia Tech. Started off hot with Georgia Tech beating Clemson.
Yeah. That was easy. That was just in our face.
Oh my gosh, you act like they beat them by 21. It was a game-winning field goal.
No. I'm saying like Georgia Tech, like good by us. Like
buzz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzz there. I thought Georgia would beat Tennessee. I don't take too much pride in that. That was kind of there's a lot that happened there. Miami stomped USF. We were all over that.
Yep.
LSU beat Florida. I was all over that. A&M
was not.
Miraculously beat Notre Dame. We were all over that.
Our victory lap.
Dylan, we were all over that. What a play by Marcel Reed.
Oh, that's all. I mean, yes, that was
one of the best quarterbacks
I've ever seen in my life. That was the most blatant holding. He tackled the guy. Notre Dame fans have a right to be pissed.
Leverage. That one, and then I sneaky said watch out for Vandy against South Carolina. I know Sellers went down. I'm still taking a victory there. Hate the injury. Sorry about it, but
can I tell you something? So this is kind of off track, kind of not with the Vandy thing. So I took Vandy against the spread and money line, and I have a cousin that's a Vanderbilt fan, and my mom said when she saw my cousin was like, "Oh, Vandy," and in my head, I just kind of expected Vandy to win. I don't know. It was like, I'm not even trying to be funny. That was a real moment where I was like, we're bragging about Vandy beating South Carolina. That is a testament to how far Vandy has come. And then I was like, oh wait, South Carolina was actually ranked 11th in the nation. So to a non-ball knower, that makes more sense than what I thought. But either way, great call on Vandy. There was something else. Arkansas should have freaking won. That made me.
This is the AP poll technically has this as the game of the week, but I feel like there's no juice going into this game because I feel like we all in the back of our heads realize both these teams have no shot making it far in the college football playoff, and I feel like they're kind of fraudish. It's Indiana, Illinois, number 9 in Illinois versus number 19 Indiana. Indiana's a 5.5 point favorite, over under 52.5 games in Bloomington. Connor, you're shaking your head.
5.5.
Yeah,
is that the book's trying to tell us something, or is that just way off?
No, I think the books are telling us something.
As an ACC guy, I unfortunately have watched a lot of Fernando Mendoza. 5.5 points against Illinois. I don't know, Karter. I'm not subscribing to that. Look, Mendoza's been great this year. He's had a clean pocket most of the year. And I found a couple damning stats from him last year at Cal. He was sacked 41 times last year at Cal. Pressure to sack rate was 25.6%. That was like one of the top in the country. All 6 of his picks last year were under pressure. I think Illinois can get some pressure on him. I just think this is more of hey, Indiana hasn't played anybody this year.
That maybe Calgorithm got destroyed. I mean, Calgorithm got hacked last year.
I mean, maybe sometimes, but I think Illinois is going to be able to get in the backfield a lot more than what he's seen thus far through 3 games. I like Illinois here. Is that too obvious? My one holdup with Illinois is, why the hell were they plus 5.5?
Yes, exactly. That's the point. My reasoning for Indiana is, one, the books just are begging you to take Illinois with the spread and the money.
They really are.
You got to take Indiana. But the other thing is, you know how we like to nitpick stats here. It kind of goes back to the stats Dylan talks about where, okay, who really should have won this game, who outgained who, and all this stuff. was Duke really that much worse than Illinois? Were they really 26 points worse than Illinois in that game?
No, that was
That's what I'm saying.
It was a lot of Duke shooting themselves in the foot. We already went over that. Drop.
And I don't think a Kurt Cignetti team does that. Kurt Cignetti's pretty conservative with it. Give me Indiana.
So, oh man, to your point, Carter. You asked, or one of you guys asked about the line. Why is it this big in favor of Indiana? That reason you gave, Carter, is why I think it is the Duke game. I think they're people that are not casual football fans. They're a little bit more serious about it, see that, and they're like, okay, you see a 30, 40 point win against Duke,
right?
Well, depends who you're beat writing for, I suppose. But it's you see the 26 point win, and you're like, it wasn't really indicative of that. That's the only thing I could think of. But here's my catch up on the other side. We have seen this current Indiana regime beat up on lesser thans, and then when it comes to a serious game, pee down their leg. My question is Illinois a serious game? Do we count this as one of those serious games where they can pee down their leg? Or is this just another ho-hum? I mean, Indiana took care of Michigan last year. Michigan wasn't a serious game. I think it was ranked at the time, but...
Doesn't it feel like it's kind of in that same ballpark a little bit? Even though it's really disrespectful to Illinois because they're 9th in the country, they beat my sweet, sweet Duke Blue Devils, but it kind of has that same feel of Indiana Michigan last year where we go, all right, let's see what this team's all about.
Let's be real, though. The only reason Illinois is 9 is because they started at 14.
Fair.
That's probably the only reason why they're that high.
So are we going to look back at the end of the year and say, oh, Illinois is unranked now and they're 7-5?
No, I think Illinois is better than that.
Yeah, I think so too.
My heart, and I hate to say this after all the crap my brother's given me for the Minnesota Vikings and J.J. McCarthy, but my heart wants to say Illinois. My brain says Indiana. That's what I'm dealing with right here.
God. Dylan, you're a follow the brain kind of guy. Don't follow your heart. Your heart tells you to bet on a backup tight end to score. Your brain says bet the under.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do is just go under. And root for a bunch of punts. Root for a punt fest. I-squared punt fest.
I think we see a basketball. No, we're going to see a basketball score in this game. This is a basketball school. It's Indiana.
This is so tough.
In 49 states, it's just basketball. I'm going... Oh, my gosh. I'm going Indiana. I have
Come on.
I'm going Indiana under.
A small brain move here. I know this is going to just blow up in my face. I'm taking Illinois. I'm going to take Illinois. I'm going to go for the rare occasion that maybe this line's just wrong. And I do subscribe to the fact that Duke shot themselves in the foot a lot in that game against Illinois. But they also, Illinois did force 3 turnovers from Darian Mensah. They did force 3 turnovers. There were a lot of penalties and drop punts and things of that nature. He did have 3 turnovers.
Is that going to continue?
I think maybe if you pressure Mendoza, maybe.
Can I tell you part of the reason why I want to take Indiana too is if I take Illinois and Indiana wins by 14 to 21 points, I can sleep better at night knowing that if I take Indiana and Illinois wins, I can be like, okay, at least I didn't get tricked. But if I take Illinois and Indiana wins by 3 scores, I'm like, I fell for the trap. Not that it's a trap line, but I fell for...
Yeah, it's a trap line, and
I'm ready.
I think we're going to be on the right side of history on this one, Dylan.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell on this one. Give me Indiana -5.5. Let's talk about some other week 4 things. I was about to say week 1. Week 4 games, and then we'll get out of here, and we'll do some picks as well. Tulane Ole Miss. This is just begging. This line is telling you, hey, Ole Miss should win this game by a bunch, but Tulane's looked pretty good to start this season.
Any comments on Jake Retzlaff being the best running back in the country?
Seriously, I don't know what's going on there. 4 rushing touchdowns against Duke. We're getting killed here.
You're like watching Army, which is funny because he's the opposite of somebody in the service. But yeah, it's like you're watching Army.
You have to think maybe he gets a little bit of experience running from the feds.
Running from the BYU boosters.
Running from the BYU boosters. Like, all of a sudden he got faster. Maybe he had to run away.
Chill, dude. He said positive things about BYU.
What's the paper for BYU? The one that Chase used to work for.
What was that?
The paper Chase used to work for. No, what is it? It's Is it Universal something?
The Daily Universe.
They were chasing Jake Retzlaff down asking for an interview, and he was running away from them. So that's where he got
student paper.
Talk about beat writers.
Can I say something that I am kind of disgusted to say about this game?
Over.
Yeah. That's
I need to wait on the quarterback news. If Austin Simmons is playing, I'm not going over. The
really?
backup, I think.
You want Chambliss?
I think Chambliss, whatever you want to call him. I think he might be a better quarterback.
Wow.
Stop.
I think there might be a little bit of a controversy going on in Ole Miss.
He did get the privilege of playing against that Arkansas defense, though.
I'm not going to pretend this Tulane defense is all that special.
Really? 53rd power rated. They've had the 23rd strength of schedule. That's not bad.
23rd. Duke's holding up a lot of weight there. Northwestern. I mean, come on, Preston Stone. I'm good.
Yeah.
Top 5 ACC quarterback, by the way, Preston Stone.
Yeah, apparently. Michigan, Nebraska. This is a big game for you, Dylan. Michigan's a 2.5-point favorite on the road at Lincoln. This is kind of a season-defining game for both of these programs, to be honest, because all the hype train falls apart if Nebraska loses this game, in my opinion. And then if Michigan loses this game, it's not going to be pretty for you might be looking at head coaching searches now. You might be with the Virginia Tech and UCLA fans on message boards.
Wait a second. Sharon's not coaching this game.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to matter. But that's why I kind of like Michigan. Give me Poggi.
So here's what I'll say. Just a real quick Michigan minute. I don't really bet on Michigan games because I'm already emotionally involved. When Jim Harbaugh had his tough time from 18 to 21, everybody wanted him fired. They wanted him gone. I said, who are you going to go get? You're not going to get anybody better. There are probably head coaches out there better than Sharon Moore. I think I am out on the Sharon Moore experience. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I loved what he did for us in Harbaugh's absence, but I do think I'm out on Sharon Moore. Here's a positive. Sometimes you just got to beat up on the little guys to make yourself feel better. And that win against Central Michigan last week, Bryce Underwood was running the ball. We looked efficient. I understand you can't pull anything serious away from that. But as a fan, sometimes you need to see it, right? So I'm a little optimistic. I hope Michigan wins. I'm glad you're with me, Karter. But I feel so much more confident with Biff at head coach for this game than Sharon Moore. And that's sad to say because I do like Sharon Moore.
That was going to be my point, is if you feel better about this interim coach coaching this game, I think you know your answer there.
Yeah, and the fact that he comes in, like Bryce Underwood ran the ball, design runs last week. So we didn't see that against Oklahoma. I don't know. It feels like something's opened up. I don't know if that's what's our Chip Lindsey, I think is our I can't remember who our coordinator's name is, but
he used to be ours.
We just win it. We're favorited. I was kind of surprised to see that, but
yeah, a lot of Biff Poggi love for somebody that got fired less than a year ago from UNC Charlotte. I forgot that was last
his heart
year.
wasn't in it. His heart wasn't in it.
So
he's an interim coach guy. Who's the freaking guy that was the Raiders coach, Rich Bisaccio, whatever. They're in the same boat.
I just think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves naming Biff Poggi as a better coach than Sharon Moore. And they're going to come out and whip Nebraska and they're all going to rally around him. I think we're a little ahead of ourselves.
No, but my point is Dylan Raiola is not going to be able to handle this Nebraska or this Michigan defense. Dylan Raiola.
Counterpoint? I think he is.
He got bailed out against Cincinnati.
Counterpoint.
That's true.
I think he looks really good in this game.
All right, there you go.
We're like, wait a second, Dylan Raiola, hold on now. Maybe he is really good.
He's not.
I'm more worried about how we hold up against their defense. Our offensive line is so bad. It is so bad, guys. It is not. I mean, it was bad last year too, but it's worse this year. It'll be interesting. Go blue.
I'm taking Nebraska.
Matt Drool. No Matt Rule.
Dog, give it to me, Matt Rule. Give it to me.
Does he have a podcast recording? Anytime between now and the game?
Yeah, they're doing I think he's. Never mind. Let's move on. I was going to say
next.
Hey, he's He's not going to be politically correct on this podcast, by the way.
Nah.
Yeah.
Next.
You want to
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Next.
Matt Rule. Anyhow. All right. Let's. Anything else from going into week 1? South Carolina, Missouri's a big game for Mizzou fans, but it doesn't look like Sellers is going to play in this one. It doesn't seem so.
Yeah.
That's a big win for Missouri, to be honest, and Missouri should handle that one. They're a 10.5-point favorite. Michigan State USC is kicking off at 11 p.m.
USC minus 18.5. That seems a little high.
Yeah, kind of. Jonathan Smith
going out west.
Yeah,
that's high, but maybe.
I'm not going to take it, but I like USC. Connor, can I ask you a question?
Oh, Dylan, please.
Are there any teams out there that have Alex Grinch as a defensive coordinator that are playing this week?
I think there is one. I think they're rocking the baby blue Argyle.
North Carolina wins this week as 6.5-point underdogs against UCF.
Is that
that deep
pick?
No, it's not. Don't we have to go touchdown or more?
I said 6.
6.5.
6 or more. Yeah,
6.5
yeah.
the line.
I'm not making. I have a bigger dog that I want to take, but
Can it be Purdue?
I'm just saying.
I thought about. Purdue's not my pick. I thought about picking Purdue because I think that would be. I think that's the funniest outcome of this weekend is Purdue beating Notre Dame.
God, that would be awesome.
That would be.
I'm sorry, Mark. If Mark and Philly is somehow listening to minute 58 of this week's college football preview, I'm sorry. That would be hilarious.
Well, they still have a path to get in.
Duke.
They'll always have a path.
Hey, it's now or never for the Duke Blue Devils. We need it right now, Dylan. ACC game.
Only 3.5? That seems low.
State. I like Duke.
Love them this week.
State's not a good team.
I'm a little nervous. I like a lot of minus signs this week in college football.
Same, Carter. It's a problem. I had trouble finding a dog. I think I have 2 that qualify for our dog criteria.
Not a ton of
Terriers
range this week.
Well, let's go to the dog thing. What do we got here? Dylan, give me your underdog pick.
My underdog pick is actually Friday night, and I am going Tulsa over Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Going Tulsa over Oklahoma State. I love Tulsa's defensive line. I think they're going to take advantage of a very weak left side of Oklahoma State's offensive line. Oklahoma State has had a tougher strength of schedule. Tulsa hasn't really played anybody. But 13, 12.5, something like that. I'm going to go Tulsa for my dog.
Connor.
It's gross.
Carter, I feel like I might steal yours. It's a game we've already touched on.
You going Auburn?
I think I'm going to go Auburn. I know
that's fine.
Dylan hates that, but I'm going to go Auburn. Jackson Arnold FU revenge game on the road in Norman. I'm giving Auburn. I see +7 for Auburn out there.
Yeah, Auburn was my pick, but I had a backup one. Don't worry. We're going down to Orlando. Let's go to Disney World. Give me Carolina.
I'll tell you this. If you would have gone first, that was my backup. So we're in lockstep.
Yeah.
That was an awesome moment.
Yeah. I'm shocked nobody went ECU money line, but I guess you're not allowed to with the policies here.
It would just be cut from the show. We'd have a 2-leg parlay.
Yeah. Wait a second. Where's the third leg?
Yeah. Dylan cuts out for 2 minutes.
Where'd Dylan go?
Screamed like, 10
You'd have a lot of happy people if that happened.
They're only 6.5. I don't know. That's kind of a sketchy line. Yeah. Oh, also, Baylor, add it to my card. Baylor's winning this week. They play App State.
But now you're just doing a bit. You're just doing a bit now. Every team plays Arizona State.
I genuinely really like Baylor this week. I think Sawyer Robertson's going to have a great game.
You like any team that's playing Arizona State?
You
don't like Baylor?
They're not that good of a team.
You like insert name here. That's what you like.
They're not that good. Jordan Tyson is good. Sam Levitt, I'm telling you, man. He had one really nice run in that game. I do not look like Sam Levitt. But anyhow.
We've been on that.
Let's do parlay picks. Like straight parlay picks. I'll go first. I'm going Baylor, Arizona State over. Go back to your roots, Carter. Big 12 overs. Over 60.5, Baylor, Arizona State.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have 400 points in this game, minimum.
I am going back to the well here with another over. Texas Tech, Oregon State last week should have hit. Without a doubt, that should have hit. I got boned there. This week, we're actually going to Orlando, Carolina, UCF. I like the over in this game.
Yes,
I
do too.
46.5, 47.
Hate that.
What number are we going to give me here? I see 46.5 at minus 120 or 47.
You get 46.5 because I'm seeing the same number.
Carolina, UCF over 46.5. I think both these defenses, I mean, Dylan, you touched on Alex Grinch for UCF. Very comfortable with Carolina scoring some points there. And if there's one thing I know as a Carolina fan, no matter who is at the helm of defensive coordinator, they're going to give up some points. They gave up almost a 50 burger to TCU in week 1. You're telling me they only have to get 47 points combined? That might hit in the first half. So I like this over.
I love it.
My
Dylan.
parlay pick, if you follow me on Action, you are very thankful because North Texas was an underdog to Army, and there's absolutely no reason North Texas should be an underdog to Army. It's minus 2.5 now. I'll take it at that, but this North Texas team, I'm going to put them on watch. One of the best offenses in the country. Love this North Texas team. I think they put it to Army. I love the troops. I think they put it to Army and destroy them.
I like that.
Destroy? I actually love that.
Destroy.
All right. That's the parlay.
Good parlay.
Arizona State, Baylor over 16.5, UCF, UNC over 46.5, and North Texas minus 2.5. Dylan not going with the troops. Anyhow, but par for the course. But
well, maybe since
next.
Right now.
End.
Anything else before we wrap up?
Nah.
Go.
Nope. Okay, that gave me the answer I needed. We'll wrap up. Make sure to tune to the NFL show. We'll be back talking ball as always. Make sure to subscribe at KarterKast on everything. Download SeatGeek. Use code KarterKast. $20 off your first purchase. $50 minimum purchase required at Connor_Sparrow, at CarterVA, at KarterKast on everything. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.